Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome, everyone. It's the month of September, and we are here with Answers for Elders radio, heard across the USA. And I am so excited to have been kicking off environmental wellness in the month of September. And for those of you that are regular listeners to our show, please, you probably have known we have been cataloging, I guess, or learning all about the 8 foundational principles of wellness. And that is according to the University of Colorado. And we started in June with physical and emotional wellness, and we've gone right through to in the month of September, we're going to be talking about environmental and financial wellness. And this is a really important part that we close the loop of. And for those of you who are just joining us, please check out the information and the content that we have on the 8 foundational principles at answersforelders.com. And I am very excited this month to kick off the month of September with environmental wellness. And what's the most important place of being in your environment is your home. It's the place where you live. It's being in an environment that supports you. And we're proud to announce that Juli Anne, the CEO and founder of Real Estate 55 Plus, is now part of our expert team. And she joins us for the first time nationwide. Juli Anne, welcome to Answers for Elders.
Thank you, Suzanne. So excited to be part of the Answers for Elders and learning more about what you know people.
Yes. And, you have done so much in our senior community. And, I've known you for, 10 years, maybe. And you and I kind of have grown our organizations together. And it's exciting to see where you have gone big time nationwide. And I'm excited to learn a little bit about your background, because what makes you unique is you came from the senior care industry first, and then you went into real estate. Would you before we start, give us a little bit about your background?
Absolutely. Well, I am the type of person who, from age 2, have always gravitated towards my elders, whether I was 2 and they were 40, and the older I've gotten, the older they've gotten. Mm-hmm. So in high school, I was a volunteer at a local retirement community and taught ceramics. I was a volunteer for one-on-one for a lot of seniors who didn't have family. And then subsequently went on to college and graduated with a business administration degree and worked in nonprofit. And I was recruited to join a nonprofit retirement community in the Pacific Northwest. And I was there about 8 years in an executive management position. So I had the opportunity and the privilege of working where people lived and where they resided.
That is awesome.
It was fabulous. I loved it. And then I had 3 kids in a short period of time and resigned from that role, and quickly got my real estate license. And at that time, the internet wasn't really around 20 years ago. And there wasn't a whole lot of education online about working with seniors transitioning, and quickly realized that there was a gap in the services that are provided for seniors and family members who are transitioning from their home, or they're staying in their home, and the services we can provide to them. And we launched Real Estate 55 Plus. So next year will be our 10th year in the business.
I am so amazed at what you've accomplished, Juli Anne, and you're right. There is this gap of the average realtor. They may even have a special certification of some sort, but they really don't know the emotional side and all of the different pieces that go on, as well as the deeply personal journey that families deal with. And so what you guys do is really, with your background being a certified senior advisor as a baseline, that gives you such an amazing, perspective in the industry and perspective for a senior. So I'm so excited to have you on. And especially we're talking about a home. And obviously to our listeners, it's an exciting piece that we have Real Estate 55 Plus on board, But more importantly, and I think this is where it really gets important, is we're kicking off environmental wellness. And we talked a little bit about a home. So Juli Anne, explain to me from a realtor perspective and from your perspective, what is environmental wellness?
Environmental wellness, and we can chunk it down into different demographics of aging, but since we're talking about elders, let's specifically talk about environment for seniors. Number one, our home is where we create family and community and connection. And as we age, we're going to be seeing people leaving our homes, coming back and returning to visit us. And we're wanting to have a space that feels comfortable, brings back memories, and that's going to honor the senior themselves. So if we're working with someone who's currently in their home and they're moving someplace else, we want to recreate that space for them so it feels like home, because home is a feeling. It's the people and the possessions around you. It's not necessarily the house itself.
Yeah.
And what we know about real estate is it really isn't about the houses. It's about the people. And the people are what create a home. And that's the fundamental basis of where we start with the senior and their families, is what their priorities are, so we can make sure we help them make good decisions on that journey for housing and aging.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that kind of is a misnomer in the industry, or people's perception is that of our industry, is that we want our first priority is to have an environment that they can live in as independently as possible. And I think one of the things that people are afraid of, if I sell my house, I'll have to go to someplace like institutionalized living. That isn't that actually, there's all different types of options. And this is the thing, I think, that somebody like you can kind of assess what the options would be viable for that senior. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We teach aging with choice workshops where we look at all the different options that are available to somebody. And there's a wide scope. Of course, we're going to look at their financial, their emotional, spiritual, and physical needs. That's going to help define really the base point of what they're going to be looking for and searching for, whether they want to age in their current home and move someplace else. The options are endless.
And I think too, what you're saying is so vital because, we don't necessarily know that the public out there don't necessarily know what the options are. I mean, I've just talked to a family not too long ago. They're in a reverse mortgage. So they're like going, well, I know that I still have equity in my house, but if I sell it, what's going to happen? And they don't understand necessarily the options. You could even do a transfer that, couldn't you, to a certain degree, technically?
You could do a reverse purchase. So when we sit down with somebody, we're looking at their uniqueness. And we're looking at what makes the most sense for them. Oftentimes, you don't know what you don't know until you sit down with us and we help you create that roadmap. Oftentimes people say, I wish that we had pulled you in a year sooner because all of these resources we wish we had known about, because trial and error, we found our way. So we help seniors and their families create a roadmap so that they can age and house successfully and have a sense of well-being.
Right.
And the home is the most important part of our lives because it's where we live.
Right.
And it's we interact with.
And it's in an area that, we support, that is supporting you as you age. And I know I just recently moved. And one of the things I was just blown away by it, but I had to get my mind wrapped around it. I'm 67 years old. And we moved into a house that's now a Rambler. It's all one floor. It already has 3 grab bars in the shower. And it has a walk-in tub. Now, I looked at this walk-in tub and I'm going like, I looked at my husband and I said, honey, this is for old people. And he looked at me and started laughing and he goes, honey, we are old people. But the thing is that I'm in an environment I'm blessed to be that is going to support me as I age. And, I needed a railing to go into the garage and I needed a railing to go out into the yard from the patio. And guess what? I was able to get that. He put that up for me. So now it's great. I live in a place where I know that I'm supported, and there's an incredible peace of mind to that. And I think that's important. So Juli Anne, tell us a little bit about how we reach you.
You can reach us on our website, which is www.realestateconsulting.com. plus. We also have a 1-800 number that you can call, which is 1-800-964-1553. And please know that a live person will answer the phone.
Wonderful. And for each and every one of you, if you are thinking about downsizing or looking at your home, give Juli Anne a call. And in our next segment, we're going to talk about what is environmental wellness and how do we stay safe right after this. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.